So I talked a couple days ago about, the SmartKom and choosing RF channels, possibly using two SmartKom systems to change the RF output on one market to a different unused RF output on the antennas. And question, we made a list, like all the channels and substations, and we were able to scan like 39N, which is RF channel 30, W30EE/D. I've had this in a few times, but it's all home shopping QVC. All 7 channels are shopping channels. Let's see, we can watch it for just a second. As you can see, there's one. We can channel 6. So all 7 of these stations, or 6 substations, are home shopping stations. Stuff we would never use. So RF30 facing Jacksonville is pretty much a useless channel to us. If we could get RF30 in the Gainesville region, or if there's an RF30 somewhere else. So in this case, we would not need a second SmartKom, because if a channel is conflicting that we wouldn't use, we would have a preference to which RF channel that we want to tune into, which market, which antenna we're going to use to try to get that channel. So this is the first time this is scanned in, since I put the other antenna up, the ellipse antenna, and put the SmartKom up there. But like I said, I've gotten this several times over the years. Comes and goes at 30, 40 foot or whatever. And at 80 foot, it'll probably come in close to 100% of the time. It's a normal Jacksonville station. So 47 scanned in today, and it's 2 sub channels. It's more not there than it is, as I said in one of the previous videos. So with the right setup, it'll be there pretty much 100% of the time. It's just a little harder to tune into than, say, channel 30 or something like that. So as far as the main networks in the Jacksonville area, 47 is probably the hardest to get from here, followed by 12. It's here more than 47, but all the other channels, well, let me just redo that. Followed by 25 VHF, and which is channel 10, RF channel 10, and with the right setup, all those should be pretty much close to 100% signal rate. Once we get a final setup, because a long time ago, Florida Cable, which was in this area, which is formerly known as, I guess, Galaxy Cable, the technician that had the towers actually gave me advice about getting all the channels that you're capable of getting here. He said you need to put it 70 foot high to reach everything. So 70 foot high is higher than most of the trees in this specific area, because they usually cap out about 65 foot. Some of the trees are larger, like we got cottonwoods that are probably around that 75-80 foot mark, but most of the native trees in this swamp area are less than 65 feet. And here is the 47 RF channel 19, and right before I pressed the record button, it was going from like 0 to 100, 0 to 100. There we go. It's going in the red a little bit there, 49% signal quality, and a lot of times we can't get any signal there at all. It's zero everything. And I just said channel 12 is hard to get sometimes. As you can see, 0% everything. RF channel 13. Oh, there it goes. Just got a signal hit. So, I mean, if you can use it 30 or 40% of the time, 50% of the time, then that's really not great, especially if you start watching the channel a lot, because you'll have hours upon hours where it's just unwatchable. Then, you know, other times you can get a good signal. As you can see here, we've scanned in 91 channels today, and most likely not every one would work right now if we clicked on every one of them. Probably 1, 2 that are sporadic or just may not work. Let's see. Channel 8 is working fine right this second. Let's see, 12. Yep, 12 is working. Let's see if 21's working. 21's working. I seen we had a good signal on it a few minutes ago. 25 is working right this second. Let's see, 32's working. Oh, there's 39, and we just scanned this less than an hour ago and it's already out. So let's see, about 47. Nope, it's not working either. 51 would probably work. Yep. So we got a handful of channels that we just scanned in over the last few hours that are not stable. Anyway, based on seeing, you know, 39 is not something we'd use, we're going to go ahead and switch RF30 to a different antenna. But we're not going to really try to scan anything right now. Most likely we wouldn't get RF30 in the opposite direction. You know, we haven't, as far as I know, got it at all, unless it's a channel that I'm just forgetting. But in the right weather conditions, it may come in. And it may come in once we actually start repointing the antenna to adjust it, you know, toward the Gainesville area a little better. But that's it for this video. So this is the next morning, and instead of starting a new video, I figured I would just tack on this. So over the last day, we've been able to scan 123 channels in. As you can see, 3 of those towers, I believe, are out of state, but several of the towers or stations are actually in like the Jacksonville area, so they're just very hard to get and they're not super stable. We're doing a scan here, which probably won't find anything new, but we're going to stop it before it does a full scan at about 90%. And 81, 83, even at the 90-91% mark, it usually scans something. Okay, so then it'll go down to 114, as you can see, because some of the virtual channels like match, and I'm not sure exactly how the HD Home Run Flex 4K works. But like 20, you'll see they, instead of having all of the 20 sub-channels from the distant station, which this WKBJ is the low power station in Jacksonville, 120 WCJB ABC is the regular power station in Gainesville. So as soon as you stop the scan, you know, this one only shows one of the stations of the 6 or 8 or whatever it has. But I'm going to press the scan button again. It's going to say 114 to 123 again. And you can see here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there were like 8 or so sub-channels that it does not show when you do that. I'm going to stop the scan again. But we've got, like, we do have an 11 that is actually local, but this is scanning in one from Savannah, Georgia. So 11 WTOCDT is Savannah, Georgia. And I think the 43 or whatever may have been another one that's in a different state. So we got three towers, as I said, that are coming in from different states just because of tropo spherical conditions, skip conditions, weather conditions. So I guess I didn't stop the channel detection fast enough, and it messed up the channel scan. So now it's back to 69, and there's no way, as far as I know, to like save, program the tuner to a certain configuration. One of the problems you'll have when the tropo or skip conditions happen is sometimes the RF channels farther away that are coming in so strong will mess up your local stations, your local channels. But in looking at the channel stuff that we're able to scan off and on that is local, the local stations, we know that there are over 100 channels locally in 2 or 3 markets that we can get. And like I said, I keep mentioning the 80-foot tower upgrade later, that we should be able to get more stable and actually and I'll scan several times. Sometimes it picks up a station this week, but there should be more stations come in that are more stable as well, not just the ones that we've scanned, but probably some that we have never scanned in before. Anyway, yeah, we had 123 scanned in from last night to this morning, and probably about 15 or so of those were out of state, ones that you can only get with weird weather conditions, and probably had another 15 channels to that, which we are guessing we'll be able to get once the 80-foot tower's up and everything is set up correctly.